Finally, I have accomplished something with my career. A studio that stood in the way of my happiness has fallen. What do you think of that, abnormally aggressive Alexa?
These aren't even the people that made the movies, you numbnuts.
Yeah, well, the undeniable fact remains that these people helped publish the Dog Who Saved Crap movies, and I'm still here, which means I win.
It won't be over until you actually finish what you started.
Yeah, you're right. It's not gonna be over until I tear apart this entire operation at its roots and rip out its very soul.
Even if that means they send you 10 million copyright strikes.
Especially if they send me 10 million copyright strikes. They send me 10 million copyright strikes, that means they're guilty. Hello, my name is Hunter, the movie reviewing pony, because when it comes to cinema, humans cannot be trusted. I'm also the guy right below the Dog Who Saved Christmas when you search the Dog Who Saved Christmas on YouTube. Suffer. Easter. What is Easter? I don't even understand this holiday. Who came up with the idea of, oh, Jesus is alive, quick, hide the eggs, giant bunny? Evidence points to this being some kind of conspiracy from the candy industry. Because, you know, Halloween and Valentine's Day wasn't enough. Hollywood sure as hell isn't profiting off of it. There are no Easter movies. When you Google Easter movies, you'll get a list of 20 of the best Easter movies, which has crap like Zootopia, Life of Brian. You may notice that a lot of the movies on this list have nothing to do with Easter. That's because there's nothing great about Easter. Nobody's out there making Easter movies except for maybe Baby Huey's Great Easter Adventure. I mean, there's Easter Beagle Charlie Brown or Rise of the Guardians and other stuff like that, but other than that... Wait. Oh. 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 Oh no. The fifth movie in this enigma of a film franchise. The fifth movie. Who's buying this? Who's buying these? Like, who are they managing to fool with this franchise? Moms? Kids? Probably kids. They're stupid. It's just such a mindfuck. I mean, this is the fifth movie in the series. Normally you stop at 3. Where is the money coming from? It's clearly not coming from the dedicated Dog Who Saved Brouhaha fan base. If there is a fan base. Probably not. But what makes this worse is that I think this is actually the worst one so far. They sort of just hit their stride with the Dog Who Saved Halloween, and that still wasn't good. This is worse than the last one, which was worse than Halloween, which was still a god-awful movie. So, they've been getting worse. I don't know who had money riding on Dog Who Saved Blank movies, but I'd recommend you have a CAT scan to look for a tumor pressing on the cognitive processing centers of your brain. I think I used that at the Dog Who Saved the Holidays review, but I don't care anymore, 'cause they clearly don't. Well, I'm 4 movies deep with the Dog Who Saved crap, so I might as well be on this ride all the way through. Tons of people would have jumped off this ride by now, but I'm basically the face of this dumb franchise. So, without further ado, let's suffer through the Dog Who Saved Easter. So as the film opens up, we see that everyone's favorite company, Lionsgate, has a hand in this. Good. Lionsgate. The studio that lovingly sends out 1 million copyright claims, the studio that hates me oh so much. Oh, but don't worry. Hybrid is involved in this too. I'm pretty sure they've sent me strikes as well.
Vacation in my first cruise. This is gonna be off the hook. My best pal Sparky. Check.
And I see Zeus has not kicked that nasty habit of talking either.
Looks like Zeus is excited about his cruise.
I'm excited to see an Easter movie.
Okay, here's how this review's gonna go down. I'm gonna need these things here, these things right here. I'm gonna need them to never speak again for the love of all that is right with the universe. And then we get our opening title sequence with all the morons they keep roping back for this fucking series. However, they couldn't get Gary Valentine for this movie, which means they just sort of have to pretend he's off camera. After the credits wrap up, why? Why do you keep showing up to these movies? Why are you here? These movies have hardly ever been about you, and you make zero contributions to the plot. My guess is that they're contractually obligated to put her in every single movie, which is really lame when you just shoehorn her in like that. So, Zeus isn't going on the cruise. They couldn't afford the cruise. So, he's going to a dog care millionaire. This house is way too fancy. There's no way that... Wait, what? Did they change actors for the kids? Again? Okay, how many times are you gonna do this? Frankly, at this point, it's more surprising when you don't change your child actors out. And they're barely even in this one! So you can't hold on to the same child actors for any of your movies, and one of your male leads has left. How have you not given up on this franchise by now? Anyway, then we meet Alice. Her job is to take care of dogs all day, yet somehow she can afford this massive and extremely expensive-looking house. There is no fucking way you can afford this place.
Well, I inherited it from my grandmother, Phyllis. This place has always been filled with so much love. That's actually what gave me the idea for doing my own business.
Okay. So, taking care of dogs is your full-time job, and yet somehow you can afford a McMansion. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. And then this yard where the fence doesn't even go around the whole yard, and there's a pool where the dogs could... Yeah, great.
Oh, what a great setup.
Is it, though? This is a legitimate question. Now, are you blind? Because you might be blind.
That's my pet rabbit, Peter. He loves to play with dogs.
I hate dogs.
Yeah, well, I hate this movie, but I'm still here. On a side note, this is now the best character in the movie, even though this rabbit is definitely dead by now. Zeus then proceeds to do something stupid, as per protocol with all of these movies, where he has to do something stupid really early in the movie to make it look cute. The rest of the family then leaves, and we don't see them again until the end of the movie. Yeah, glad we spent the money on getting those actors. I see you've put forward zero effort to try and switch up the formula, or do anything even remotely interesting with your movie franchise. So then we cut to people picking up trash on the side of the road. Ironically, probably where most people found the copy of this movie. But no, it turns out... Oh, no. No! Why? I'm sorry, no. I refuse to believe that these people are gonna be the villains for the 5th time in a fucking row. There are 7 billion humans on the planet. This is statistically impossible. Didn't these two finally get out of the franchise by now? I thought they went to Miami at the end of the last movie. Suddenly they're doing community service work because apparently they got caught for something. Which means that either happened off camera or they are completely shattering any form of continuity they had. It's official. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a shit what they do with these characters. Now, as stupid as these two characters are, they've effectively moved on from the franchise. Joey Diaz has his own show, and Dean Cain is doing God knows what, apparently. Oh, but you know what? These two aren't enough. Bring in Patrick Muldoon, who's known for, I don't know, he was on Days of Our Lives, a show that has 11,800, oh my God, he was on a soap opera. That's just great. You couldn't find someone who became a loser. You had to get someone who was already a loser. This guy's actually here to play our third robber because 2 isn't enough, apparently. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, we officially have our 3 Stooges, except not funny. Speaking of garbage, which is a segue I could put anywhere in this review, we have this pointless scene where we're being introduced to 2 characters who barely serve any contribution to the plot, aren't funny, and we will never see again after this installment in the franchise.
May not look like much, but it sure beats the alternative.
What's the alternative?
The only other doggy daycare in town.
Well, that would be Cressida's on the other side of town, which looks like an animal shelter that kills animals for fun. Also, apparently it's a place that's literally run by a Bond villain because she's stroking a white cat. Lady, you're running a dog care center. This isn't that lucrative of a business. You don't gotta put on the evil act.
It won't happen again, I promise.
Don't bother kissing up to me, Minnie. It won't make me like you any better.
Okay.
I can't take it in here anymore.
Okay, and there's the problem. You can't take this movie the slightest bit seriously with all the talking dogs. It just ruins everything. Oh, but that's enough of that. It's time to introduce the boyfriend character, because this is the part of the movie where we introduce a million side characters and explore none of them. Actually, I don't even think we see this guy again until the end of the movie. So that scene goes on longer than it has to, and we get a scene transition I could do in my sleep. Edited in Windows Movie Maker, apparently. Is this even what it looks like anymore? I don't know. It's been at least 10 years.
Looking for something?
I'm looking for Sparky. He was a gift from my family. Have you seen him?
Nope. Tough luck, mutt.
See, I can edit a video. What's your excuse? So, as far as I can tell, this scene actually serves no purpose, and then they go to bed.
That rabbit looks hopping mad.
Looks like he's having a bad hair day.
God is dead. God remains dead.
So then there's the scene of the garage where Zeus is looking for the toy, and they just kind of hid dog treats through the garage so it would look like he's digging through stuff, and he finds the toy, but then he hits the fire extinguisher, and they pour soap all over the dog, and the damn rabbit is here. And then there's this stupid scene where the rabbit tricks him to jump over a fence. He fucks up a rose bush. Come on! This movie has wasted scene after scene where they are accomplishing nothing. Just nothing. This movie barely even has anything to do with Easter. I mean, think about this for a second. The Dog Who Saved Christmas. It was a Christmas movie. I could see that. The Dog Who Saved Halloween. Yeah, it was around Halloween, and it had the Halloween theming going on. But this, Easter's just sort of happening in the background. Look, movie, introduction period is over. I just want the plot to progress, damn it! So finally, Penny, yeah, that's her name, Penny, brings the other dog care center, Alice's dog care center, to the attention of this Cruella de Vil wannabe bullshit. So naturally, the wannabe Cruella de Vil is pissed. But that's enough of that scene. We gotta go to the vet because Zeus is thorns in him because he fucked up a rose bush, and we're back to doing nothing. Oh my god. And look, it's the boyfriend character. He's a vet. How convenient for the plot that he has forcefully included himself in the story. And speaking of garbage, see, it works everywhere. The evil doggy daycare, never thought I'd have to say that in my career, hires hardened criminals to deal with her competition problem. Because that's the most logical way to deal with a problem like this. You know, because when someone's giving Headhunter Productions a whole load of trouble, I call up a terrorist group like Osama bin Laden or ISIS or something like that, and let them know that there could be an accident, and then they ram a plane into that. Okay, maybe I'm escalating this a little bit, but you get the idea.
Forget it, no way, no.
Success favors those who are prepared to strike.
I never threw a strike in my life. A few spares, but never a strike.
Just try and follow me, will you? Life is about timing.
My God,
example,
he's trying to rope these two into it. When we know for a fact in the last few movies they've been trying to get out of this business.
Doesn't matter.
You, sir, are a bad influence. You know when parents talk about bad influences? Well, they're talking about you. Only you might be worse. You're a textbook example of a bad influence.
Look, you two guys want to go ahead with this plan, you go ahead. But do not expect me to come visit you in the slammer. No.
We don't need Ted. Me and you can do this job on our own.
God damn it, and I was even defending these guys! At least I defended this guy, but still! You know, part of me just wanted that first scene with them to be like a callback to their characters, be like, hey, this is what they're doing now. But no, they have to be an extremely integral part of the plot. Speaking of the plot, it stopped again. Oh, for the love of God, can somebody hit the movie, please? It's stuck!
That Peter Rabbit is one bad egg.
Well, he better shape up, or he might get scrambled.
And then we transition back to the same house on the next day, where we're painting Easter eggs. Oh boy, because Easter. So, you know, basically nothing is happening. Naturally, it's time to bring in the love interest. And another love interest for Zeus, because I guess the writers decided that Zeus doesn't have enough love interests already. I can feel my brain cells committing suicide one by one. It actually begs the question, how many story elements from the past 4 movies are we gonna recycle for this? I mean, let's think about this. We got the dogs that don't move their mouths. We got the love interest. We got the 2 robbers in. We got the shoehorned grandma for some reason. Changing the child actors again. Yeah, it feels like we've seen this movie 1,000 times already. Let's analyze that. All of the dogs who saved brouhaha movies are written by the same person, Michael Ciminiera. I'm pretty sure he's out of ideas at this point. And the guy's only written 12 movies, 7 of which were Christmas movies. Then again, what do you expect from the writer of Jersey Shore Shark Attack? Laying it on kinda thick here, aren't you? And these dogs aren't even fenced in. What happened to the fence? That is to say, if the dog were to go missing because there's no fence, it means we couldn't make any more movies. Don't look for the dog if it runs away.
Great. Another flea bag.
I don't have fleas.
Oh no, it's the rabbit, who's still in this movie for some reason. He's come to ruin these two's relationship, increasing the drama of the story. Drama? Serious? Oh my God, who cares at this point? This is like the 3rd dog Zeus has gotten with over the course of this series. Do you honestly expect me to believe that this one is gonna go anywhere?
I must have a word with Alice about this dog situation right away.
Oh, I care so much for this development.
Better get to Alice before Peter rains on our Easter parade. Let's go.
What? Why, though? If I must dig into the lore of the Dog Who Saved franchise, as far as I can tell, they can't talk to people. Did you forget that? Or did you just run out of ideas to create new drama?
I feel like Friends in season 8. Out of ideas and forcing
Zeus and Gabrielle
together even though it made no sense.
Oh, but literally the next scene, we completely forget about that because now we're passing out flyers for the dog care center. And look, they're popular now because people are dropping off dogs and we just do a montage related to this. Just completely forgetting about the previous plot point of the... Didn't we have to stop the rabbits from doing something? Wasn't this gonna be like a whole big, huge plot point? You forgot, didn't you? You came in for the next day of shooting and you just completely forgot what you were doing the previous day. Yeah, okay. They forgot. But it's not enough. We need to emphasize this with all of these people in a line with dogs. None of them wearing face masks. Yeah, how do you think this dog care center would fare during the outbreak? Ain't nobody dropping dogs off at your place during this outbreak. And just like that, she loses the house and her dog care center goes out of business. And nothing of value is lost. I didn't even time that. That just happened.
Hey, what do you get when you cross a pig with a chicken? What? Ham and eggs.
Greg, I need you to play the happy song.
It's alright, it's okay, it's alright, it's okay. You're not a monster, just a human.
Yes, I feel better. So finally, our two robber guys show up and they're like, "What's up, fuckers?" And Stewie seems to be all in with the whole dog thing now, despite a few movies ago being ungodly afraid of canines. Alright, add that to the never-ending list of retcons this series seems to have. Actually, they're gonna use this dog to spy on them because it has an extremely heavy-looking camera around its neck. Yeah, I know. Normal people would just stick a camera on a pole up over the fence to see what's going on, but no, not these guys. We have to make it 1,000 times more complicated than it actually needs to be. Overcomplicated plans, bad ideas, dogs that talk but don't move their mouths, and dangerously unfunny puns. That's this whole movie. Oh, but it works. Yay. Nice to know that the people running this establishment are just as dumb as the morons trying to tear it to the ground. Then this scene with dogs doing dog things to just so people know that the dogs are still in this movie. Don't worry, they're still here. Also, the boyfriend figure, the boyfriend figure is still here too. Just to let you know that he is still a character in this movie, and quite frankly, he's getting so much screen time that I'm worried. This movie, and I put massive sarcasm quotes around the word movie, is just a pile of garbage scenes that barely add anything to the plot. Isn't it? Speaking of garbage, which is a segue that is really working out for this review, they got the dog back already. Huh. Actually, there's two possibilities here. One, they already got the dog back off camera, which is kind of weird considering that this movie feels the need to film everything going on. Or B, this is a live feed, but I think everyone in this movie is too stupid to know how to set one of those up.
Is this legal?
I'm so glad you asked, random character that feels the need to be in this movie, because the answer is no. No, it absolutely is not. But since this dog has something larger than a pocket watch tied around its neck and nobody noticed, I'm gonna say they deserve to get robbed.
I think it's time we call the town inspector, eh?
Yeah, okay, you do that, Cruella DeVille. Hey, speaking of useless characters, now we're, somewhere, I don't know, the Caribbean, Hawaii, something, I don't know. Either way, Glenda or Blinda or whatever her name is, yeah, we have to remind her that she is, in fact, in this movie.
I hope he's doing better than George. George really hasn't found his sea legs quite yet.
Oh, really? Really? Well, perhaps we should see how he's doing. No? He's not in this movie?
Bye.
Okay.
Okay, kids, coming.
How desperate do you have to be with your film that you have to pretend that these characters are off camera? Like, you don't have enough dignity to admit that you couldn't get someone for this movie, so you just have to pretend that everyone is off camera. You basically wrote him out of the franchise.
A cruise! A cruise! The wind in my fluff.
The waves lapping at my drumsticks.
I see why Zeus was jealous.
Sounds amazing!
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And then we're at the pond. I guess. Yep. Just at the pond. Yep. More pond. Will you stop showing us the pond already? What is your problem? How long do you have to hold an establishing shot? Look, you're not even at the pond. You spent 20 seconds establishing the pond. You're not even at the pond. You're on a pathway, maybe pond adjacent, but I don't even see the pond, so I can't tell. And then our knockoff Cruella DeVille / knockoff James Bond villain, because she's stroking the white cat, is spying on them for some reason.
I mean, I love dogs, and I always wanted, a dog.
I've always wanted a dog of my own, too.
But, I just, I really wanted to have a reason to...
Okay, no reason. She's spying on them for no reason.
If it isn't my old friend, Alice.
Oh, Cressida, hi.
Yes, old friend. They know each other, even though they have never met prior.
And actually, I should thank you.
For what?
For firing me, for giving me the motivation to start my own...
I swear to God, these lazy half-ass movies never know how to come up with decent exposition. Once again, thank you for the half-ass executed exposition in your half-ass executed movie with your knockoff Cruella DeVille passive-aggressive bitch, which is also lazily executed.
Some people just aren't cut out for this.
Except they are. You're running a dog care center, all right? It's not like you're crab fishing on the Discovery Channel.
Be a happy Easter until I mop the floor with your pretty little face.
What the fuck is with this movie? It's really laying it on way too thick here. So the next scene, we're talking about relationships. Huh, okay. For a movie called The Dog Who Saved Easter, there's been a surprising lack of a dog saving Easter. Okay, here we go. Finally, we got a scene with the robber dudes. They're planning shit. Unfortunately, this is the dumbest plan in the history of all of their plans. And they've had dumb plans. I'll give you the cliff notes here. So, they've come up with a plan to impersonate the inspector so that they can go in and, quote, case the joint all day long. Even though they've clearly already done that with the camera. Also, now Ted is helping for some reason, even though he said he didn't want anything to do with this movie. It boggles my mind how these two robbers were the sole people responsible for a slew of house robberies prior to the first movie.
You look familiar.
I'm hanging by a thread. And the thing I'm hanging over, it's bottomless. If I drop, I never hit the bottom. Do you get it?
So these poorly disguised bastards go through the whole place and pretend to be inspectors in one of the most unendearingly unfunny scenes in the entire movie.
My friend Karen actually works with me, but she's not here.
Wait, whoa. Are you telling me I could have been making Karen jokes this whole time? Now I just hate this movie even more.
Look out! I had a big breakfast.
Yeah, because that's what I want in this review. Thank you for that.
You got yourself a sticky situation.
Oh yes! Point out the fact that it's shit again. That will make it funnier. You know, we've been focusing an awful lot on third wheel here. I'm almost afraid to ask, but what's Stewie doing right now?
Stewie, where are you?
Yeah, that is exactly what I would like to know. If he opens that fridge door, I am 500% done with this movie. He opened the damn fridge! So let me get this straight. You can remember your dangerously unfunny obsession with food, but you can't remember that Stewie is supposed to be deathly afraid of dogs? This movie has lost its mind. No, literally, this franchise has lost its mind. It keeps forgetting things.
Uh-huh. Well, what do we have here? That looks to me like a latch with no lock.
Well, I actually just bought a lock. I just haven't had time to install it yet.
No. I'm sorry. That's a serious violation, ma'am. This is gonna have to be dealt with immediately.
Well, I will be right back.
Is this allowed? I don't know. I have never run a dog care center before. By the way, this is the purpose of the entire scene. Third wheel idiot here points out all of the things that she's doing wrong, and then when the real inspector shows up later, everything is fine. This movie is a putrid mess, and I got no idea what Stewie is doing. And I have no idea what Stewie is doing. And then there's some scene with the fire extinguisher. Fucking stupid. And then the real inspector shows up. Oh, and there's a safe. We spent a decently long time establishing that there was a safe in the room.
Zeus, you are my savior. Oh, good job.
Did she just say Zeus?
Oh my god, look at him. He's as dumbfounded as I am as to why he's in this stupid movie.
Oh, a family by the name of Bannister.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. There are 7 billion humans on planet Earth, and they keep running into this dog.
Please tell me this is not happening. This cannot be happening.
So then the real inspector shows up, but she fixed everything, so of course she passed. And the knockoff Cruella de Vil is pissed that this has come to pass, because these two jackasses basically just did Alice a favor. So the new plan is to use a test tube of fleas that she, for some reason, has on hand to fuck up Alice's dog care center. Because our knockoff Cruella de Vil James Bond, no longer part of this 3 fries short of the Happy Meal, has access to, I guess, black market fleas. And then we got a scene in the bedroom because I guess the director isn't tired of the bedroom scenes yet. And then the boyfriend calls again just to let you know that he's still in this movie. Oh, but apparently there's an Easter egg hunt in the park. It's traditional. We have to do it. This movie is a putrid mess.
This is shaping up to be quite a love story.
An Easter love story. I hope it has a happy ending.
Then they could get married and go on their bunnymoon. Aww.
I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
So the next day, Karen is being tasked with looking after the house, because I guess she has better things to do than to yell at people in the aftermath of the corona pandemic.
Fuck you!
And our robber trio is back at it again, but this time they...
I'm a rabbit on the edge. Don't push me.
I'm gonna kick you over the edge unless you start getting serious. All you gotta do is go. Come on, what do you think this is? Wabbit season? Hurry up.
I'll tell you what this is. This is the most intolerable scene in the entire movie. Stewie, Tweedle Dumbass, Put Down the Fork Man, my boy, my buddy, my compadre, my BFF, LOL, OMG, oh my fuck! Why are you wearing a bunny costume? Stewie, my boy, you're wearing a bunny costume, and you're eating candy off the grass when you know that there is dog shit everywhere. Joey Diaz, my guy, my boy, you got that new show, The Church of What's Happening Now? I want to know what's happening now. I mean, like, were you down on your luck? What were your thoughts when you read the script? When they gave you the costume, did you cry? Please tell me you cried. Because I'm crying. I'm crying right now. And I'm pretty damn sure that you should be too. They pay you for this? How much they pay you for this? It wasn't enough. I don't care what the number was. It wasn't enough. And then there's some scene at the pond. Not the pond, the one that we established for like 20 seconds. This is a different pond. It's not the pond that we saw earlier. We have no idea where that pond is. Could be in another country for all we know. And much like 10 million other scenes in this movie, nothing happens in this scene. Oh, but the boyfriend shows up. We don't even get to watch the Easter egg hunt, and we have some padding with an Easter egg hunt. It's just them getting ready for an Easter egg hunt. Because, you know, the only thing more exciting than an Easter egg hunt is getting ready for an Easter egg hunt. Meanwhile, Stewie and the other two are up to...
Do you guys smell greasy fast food?
Smells delicious.
I get first dibs.
And Karen is asleep through all of this, by the way. You know, for the plot's convenience. 'Cause I don't know, maybe she's tired of just accusing people at Walmart all day.
You fucking accuser! Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser! You motherfucking accuser!
Also, kidnapping about 50 dogs was not part of the plan. Also, I don't think I want to know what's going on in that van right now. Oh, but wait, hold that plot. We actually do get to see the egg hunt, and that is infinitely more important than them kidnapping about 20 to 50 dogs. And then we immediately cut back to the house and their filthy pool. Which begs the question, what was the point of cutting back to the Easter egg hunt in the first place? It's really pointless, too. It's just this guy trying to stealth his way through the backyard for about half a minute or so. Oh, but that's not all. Check this out. They left the door unlocked, just like the first movie. Again. I mean, yeah, someone's home right now, but come the fuck on! The unfathomable levels of stupidity in this movie boggles the mind. I just want to hit something. Do that again. And again. Now alternating back and forth between this and that one clip from The Dog Who Saved Christmas Vacation. Now just the palm strike for good measure. It's still not enough pain. But hey, look, George somehow made it into this review despite not being in this movie. Now we got another pointless scene of Third Wheel here, sneaking through the house. Only this time it's one specific room and he's stealing candy for some reason. God, you're worse than Stewie. I know, that's hard to do, but you're worse than him. And then we got this scene with Ted and Stewie driving down the road. And then we're immediately back to the house. What was the point of the driving scene? Was that just the clip that plays while the rest of the movie loads? I know Nostalgia Critic already made that joke, shut up! Yeah, it cuts back to them driving again. Third Wheel's behind a plant, Karen is still sleeping, and he's sneaking around. Oh my god, do something! You have spent 2.5 minutes not advancing the plot by giving us your Easter egg hunt, sneaking around the house, and Ted and Stewie trying to fumble around with a GPS because they have no idea where they're going. So finally, Karen wakes up because... because the stairs are the one thing in this house that creaks. Despite the countless floorboards I've seen.
Where are you going?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
So 3 minutes of padding later, Karen finally discovers that all of the dogs are missing. Well, 5 or 4 of them. And Third Wheel has found the safe. Really glad we took all that time to establish this. Meanwhile, the other 2 took the dogs to the knockoff Cruella de Vil for some reason. Then there's a scene of this guy trying to crack the safe, and then Karen realizes that the gate is broken. And then we're back at the Easter egg hunt, most of which happened off camera. There's a bunch of nothing happening in this movie, and our characters are barely figuring out what the hell is going on. And half of the kids in this crowd do not look excited to be here. I mean, look at this kid. This kid right here. That's the look of a child that wants to go home so badly and is not getting paid to appear in this movie. And the kid behind him looks like Anakin Skywalker, so that's a whole nother can of worms. Oh, but the scene isn't over yet. It goes on and on and on and on. See, we're at the end of the movie now, and they realize that they have to fill an enormous time gap, so they're just filling the movie up with random crap. Finally, Amy gets a call from Karen, who looks like she's having a Tanica pack over there. And finally, things start moving. But before we do that, Ted and Stewie gotta get money, get paid. Swag!
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Karen, what happened?
Yeah, Karen, what happened?
I nodded off for a few minutes, and when I woke up, the dogs were gone. I'm so sorry, Alice. It's okay. We just have to find them.
Okay, all right. We should split up to cover more ground, all right? I'll take Zeus in the car with me and Gabrielle, and you go with Karen and walk the neighborhood, all right?
Okay.
Okay, come on.
Wow, that was the most calm and collected response I've ever heard. It's almost as if you completely phoned in that performance. So anyway, now all the dogs from Amy's dog company are at Cruella's dog company, and I am very eager as to how they're going to find an excuse as to why all the dogs ended up here. Oh, sorry. Your dog's not at that other dog care center. We kidnapped that dog and brought it over to our dog care center. Please don't sue us.
Shut up, you mutts, before I really give you something to cry about.
Oh, and now animal abuse. Because, you know, this movie isn't in enough shit already. So then we're back at the pond looking for the dogs, but these two dogs aren't on a leash, so yeah, that's dangerous. You know, honestly, these two are they're running away. They're running away right now. They're just running away. This is unbelievable at this point. The least qualified dog owners are running a dog care center. They just lost 2 more dogs. So meanwhile, these two are checking the backyard and they find the camera, which is there for some reason. I have no idea why.
Someone who's trying to ruin my business, and I can only think of one person.
Wait, now you're figuring this out? I would have thought you figured it out in that scene with the park when she came up to you and was like,
I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you.
So 1 hour, 7 minutes, 2 seconds into a movie called The Dog Who Saved Easter, I guess it's finally time for Zeus to get off his lazy ass and save Easter. So he starts by going in the front door, because Zeus can apparently just go in the front door. Alice is pissed and sends Cressida a very angry phone call. And Third Wheel here is still trying to get this damn safe open. Dude, the thing looks ancient. I used to open high school kids' lockers for fun. How is this hard? Also, I've been meaning to say this, but can't you just pick that safe up and take it out of here? It looks light as hell. Have you tried? Have you tried to pick it up? Wait, no time for that. Zeus is fighting the cat.
Are you serious?
Do I look serious?
You look like an exploded marshmallow.
I ought to bite your snout off for talking that smack.
I'd like to see you try, sourpuss.
Cressida!
Nice read there, cat.
Cressida!
It's the Emperor Palpatine of cats. And then Zeus presses a button that lets all the dogs out, which seems like really poor planning on their part. What if you just needed to get 1 dog out? Which I would imagine you have to do on a regular basis. Do you have a means of doing that? Then Ted and Stewie are back at the house because we can't get the safe open, and we really, really want this safe for some reason. So then Zeus and all of the other dogs escape from the knockoff Koala DeVille dog pound, dog kennel. What the fuck did you just say? I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. If you could just say that just one more time. That's all I'm getting. That's all I'm getting. Cressida, sweetie, you got a cold? What's going on with you? Was that a sneeze? What's going on? Oh, but no time to figure out how that gets concluded. These guys are still trying to open this safe. And our trio of robbers? The definition of incompetence. Look at this. Little plastic cones, a frisbee, and a little mini globe. These are the professional break-in tools that he brought with him. Also, all the dogs are back home, despite the fact that we've already established it's difficult to get from Alice's house to Cressida's place, given the 15 billion scenes they drove around in the van. Also, Zeus happens to know that the white van out there belongs to our robber trio, and he happens to know that it is the robber trio, so he's gonna go save Easter.
I'm gonna save Easter.
Which involves laying out about 1,000 makeshift dog-stupid Home Alone traps, which are actually more lazily put together than they were in the past 4 movies combined, if The Dog Who Saved Halloween even had any. Naturally, the first one we gotta face off against is fan favorite Stewie. Unfortunately for our fan favorite here, Stewie, he is the stupidest son of a bitch on the planet.
Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, I can't look.
There is so much wrong there. I don't even know where to begin. This guy gets so mind-bogglingly distracted by food, it's astounding. And then we're not even using marbles to trip this guy, we're using jelly beans. Why would the sheer weight of this guy not cause them to squish under his shoes? Also, all you did was make him fall over. What's the next part of the plan? Stab him in the chest?
It was unlocked the whole time?
And it's empty! We wasted so much time on this stupid save! And Stu is still on the floor! What are you doing? Why can't he get up? Why has he fallen and is unable to get up?
Come get me. Give me your hands. I'm gonna come and tell him. Can you help me? Give me a hand. Help you get up.
You know what? You know what? I don't care anymore. Just do whatever you want.
Go crazy. Go stupid. Ah!
Eggs, look out, look out.
He's dropping eggs on them, Ted! Don't have a fucking heart attack. What? That's the same bullshit stunt and terrible camera work you pulled with the dog who saved Christmas! You couldn't think of some new way to take these guys out or anything? You had to use the same old crap. Also, it was a shitty effect then, and it's a shitty effect now. It's still bad. So finally, Ted decides that he's gonna get out from the back of the van and finish the job himself. Oh, but before that, Amy and Karen have finally driven over to Cressida's, even though we saw them walking there in a previous scene, and the dogs are clearly capable of running there. Because this movie clearly has no idea how much distance is between these two dog kennels, and this movie has no consistency whatsoever. But it turns out the dogs are gone, this woman is leaving the movie, Cressida is also gone as well.
Where's Cressida right now? She's at your place.
Okay. Why though? Why would she go there? Oh, obviously because her plan is purely steps made of logic, which is to go and steal the dogs back again. This goes south so catastrophically quickly, it's astounding.
I'm hot on her tail.
No, clearly you're not. And also you can definitely run faster than her. How are you having a hard time catching this bitch? And then Ted finally comes out of the van wearing a bunch of leashes. Oh, but hey, he's got a fist taser, but we already established that the taser wasn't enough in the second movie, so I don't know what his plan is. And then this random dog that we don't know runs over and pushes him over. And then Zeus drops a big tin of dog shit all over him, which I'm going to censor because I don't want to put that on YouTube. You know, considering the fact that it's taken Zeus less than 5 minutes of screen time to take out all three of these guys, kind of makes me feel like that he should have started saving Easter a long time ago, and he would have saved us a lot of screen time. Oh, and Cressida? Ha! Caught immediately!
Didn't you know that this little camera here records a backup of everything it sees?
Well, wait, how could you possibly know that? Oh, and then she falls over on the roses. And then Zeus hits her with a sprinkler, because I don't know. What's important is that all of them are going to prison, and Ted and Stewie's redemption arc? Yeah. That's apparently over. So the dog who saved Halloween and the dog who saved the holidays, just completely throw that out the window, I guess. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded a redemption arc between those two characters. But no. It has to be actually the worst thing ever created by human beings.
Zeus is one brave dog.
What do you know about being brave? You're a little chicken.
So are you.
You remember who rejects me, boy, the
So then we're over at the grandmother's house because she absolutely has to be in this movie for some reason. And she is also doing an Easter egg hunt because she just does everything. She does all the holidays, doesn't she? Good for you. Oh, and look, Blinda's back in this movie. Oh, hooray. I did not miss you, like, at all.
I just dropped George and the baby off at home.
Oh, so the baby does exist from The Dog Who Saved the Holidays. Also, I see that you're still pretending that George is somehow in this movie. So finally, they finally show up to pick up Zeus. They take a good long look at the boyfriend character in Gabrielle, because this is the last time we will ever see them.
Anything else happen? It was okay with the vet?
Well, yeah, he's all good.
Yeah, you know, same old, same old.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, aside from the pending lawsuits against 3 criminals and a knockoff Cruella de Vil, yeah, I'd say everything is quite peachy.
Happy Easter, Gabby.
Happy Easter, Zeus.
So that's the dog who saved Easter.
Zeus got just what he wanted for Easter. His family.
What a happy ending. Aww.
Okay, you know how this movie holds up? Something like that. Maybe even a little bit worse. Alright, this is it. This is the worst one so far. I understand that that's normal with sequels, and this is the 5th one, but still, it boggles my mind how they're still making these. I am 150% done with Mario Lopez voicing this damn dog. I'm 100% done with the statistical impossibility of these robbers still running into this dog, and I am 1000% done with this movie's dangerously unfunny puns. The plot is stupid, the acting is stupid, the editing itself is very stupid, and I swear they recycled a crap ton of the script from the first movie. This movie drags, the plot isn't interesting, and the jokes aren't funny. And for a movie called The Dog Who Saved Easter, there was about 10 minutes of the dog actually saving Easter. I feel like we could edit this down and maybe get a 30-minute TV special. That's being generous, though. Because this is the absolute worst Dog Who Saved movie thus far in a series of movies that is so convoluted and garbage, I don't even know what it is anymore. It's that bad. And if Hybrid Entertainment has a problem with me reviewing their movies and wants to take this review down, leave a comment down in the comment section below telling yourself to go fuck yourself because you suck. I could have been doing a million better things today, and instead I'm here reviewing The Dog Who Saved Easter. My name is Hunter, and this has been a Hunter review. Okay, Greg, put the Asylum review on hold. We're going to see Artemis Fowl. Hey, thanks! Thanks for watching Hunter Reviews The Dog Who Saved Easter. Worked super hard on this review. Sorry it came out like 3 months after Easter actually happened, but you know, pandemics, extra work hours, you know the drill. Anyway, if you guys want to see more great stuff like this in the future, please consider giving to the Headhunter Productions Patreon, which is basically what's keeping this channel afloat at this point. It's either this or a Grammarly ad, and I would like to personally thank all of our very generous Patreon donors: Wade Bowen, Cynthia Clary, Sodden Grinder, Tribal Typhoon, Craig Premium, Josh Davis, Falcons Warrior, Miss Samantha, Mustang Drew 4, John Lyons, and Jacob Batiste. Consider a Patreon pledge over on our Patreon. At $1, I will say your name at the end of these videos. I want to thank every single person. Also, please, for the love of God, donate to the Patreon, because I want this obscenely long list that I want to have to read through at the end of every single one of these reviews. It's a dream that I have. Please make this dream happen. Here's some credits, and pray for our sanity as we go review Artemis Fowl.
There once was a guy who created a machine, a thing that would take people to and from some other world. And when he arrived, he had run into a pony who smiled and decided that they both should go see a film. When that movie sucked, they decided to join forces, and then they created a new show called Hunter Reviews.
Crazy down.